Hello, this is Reginald Andre with the Miami Business Leaders. Thank you, everyone, for watching. We are live, and today we are going to be talking about technology and how you can use it for your business. And, funny enough, even if you're not in business, but you just want to know what's going on in the latest technology, I think this is going to have a special treat. And we are talking no other than ChatGPT. Maybe you've heard of it, maybe you have not, but it's the next craze thing, and it's only going to get better. So let me paint a picture for you. Imagine you're in high school and your principal goes on the intercom and he or she says, do not use ChatGPT or any other automated writing tool for school papers. This is cheating and will not be tolerated. If you're caught using ChatGPT or any other automated writing tool for school papers, there will be serious consequences. This happened in a United States high school where the principal had to do this because kids were writing papers using ChatGPT. So let's talk about what ChatGPT is. ChatGPT is actually owned by a company called OpenAI. And if I were to read to you the founders of the company, I mean, we're talking about legendary and the smartest computer scientists that you could ever find put into a company, and this is ChatGPT. Now, Microsoft just invested $10 billion into this project, $10 billion, and ChatGPT is one of the fastest growing websites. It grew faster than Angry Birds, Twitter, Facebook. I mean, it got the million users in days. And what it is back in the days when you needed information, what would you do? You would go to, right before the internet, you would go to the library. You would go to the library, you would find a librarian or maybe one of those cards, and you would search what you're looking for. Today's Valentine's Day, right? Today's February the 14th, and maybe your teacher said, hey, we want you to write about the history of Valentine's Day. You're supposed to write a five paragraph paper, 500 words on the history of Valentine's Day. So back in the days, you would go to the library, you would look at the card catalog, you go to the librarian says, go that way. And from there, you're going to find XYZ books. You would read the books, you would take notes, and then from there, you would formulate what you were going to write about Valentine's Day. Fast forward, early 2000s, right? Late 1990s, then there's the internet. You no longer have to go to the library. Maybe you have to go to the library, use the computer, but you no longer have to go through books. You can actually Google or Bing, or back then Yahoo, and you can actually type history of Valentine's Day. And from there, you're going to get what is called search results. Sometimes you'll find advertisements. Other times it's going to be articles. It can be news articles. It can be history articles. It could have even been electronic version of the books that you no longer are looking for or seeking because now it's all electronic. So now, here we are in 2023, and you don't have to go to the library. You don't even have to go to Google. You go to ChatGPT, and the dangerous part of the ChatGPT now is you can actually say, write me a 5-page paper, 500-word essay about the history of Valentine's Day. Click on this hit button, the go button, and within seconds, 10 seconds, you're going to have a 500-page paper, 5 paragraphs, and 500-word paper, five paragraph, all about the history of Valentine's. It is scary because this is taking information, using the AI, taking this information, and now what it's doing is formulating in its own words in a meaningful way back to you so that you can now take this paper, copy and paste it, and submit it. And you can go and you can type in history of Valentine's Day, 5-page paper. The next person can write the same thing to ChatGPT, and you're going to get 2 totally different papers, which is the beauty of ChatGPT, because no 2 outcomes are going to be alike. It's always going to be different. So before I continue, my name is Reginald Andre, and I am part of what is the Miami Business Leaders Group, which is a Facebook group. So if you're not a part of the Miami Business Leaders Group and you own a business, what I want you to do right now is to Click on the link. It's going to take you to a site. And what you're going to do is you're going to join. All you have to be is an owner, C-level executive. And the group was created for people in South Florida for a way to kind of get together to have meaningful conversations about business, and just share ideas and have business together. So if you haven't done that, go ahead and do that. So now let's get back to ChatGPT. Enough talking about it. Let's do it. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go on ChatGPT and I'm going to say, write a song as if I was Tupac. So write a song like Tupac. So I'm going to type it in now. Sorry, I can't share my screen, but here it is. Here it is, real life. I was born in the gutter, raised in the streets. Mama was a hustler, daddy was deceased. I had to fend for myself, no time to sleep. The only way to survive was to stay on my feet. I'm a warrior, I won't back down. I'll fight for what I believe, won't let them push me around. I'm a soldier, I won't give in. I'll stand tall even when it feels like the world is caving in. This is poetry, right? I wasn't even going to try to do my Tupac voice because I don't have a Tupac voice. But do you see how easy this is? You could do anything. If you wanted to write a 3 sentences about Valentine's Day, you can say, write me 3 sentences about Valentine's Day. The opportunities is endless with ChatGPT. So as I mentioned before, kids and college kids, they're using it now for school assignments. If a teacher is giving them a paper, a teacher is giving them some information, back then, like probably in the early 2000s, there was a website called Turn It In. And with Turn It In, you could actually see if something was plagiarized because many people would use it at the same time. But with ChatGPT, with the fact that every single result is different using the AI, now teachers are scrambling. Teachers are even saying, well, if I'm going to give a student an essay to do, I'm going to have to make them take it in class because that's the only way I can tell right now if they're cheating or not. Just to give you another example, ChatGPT was given the bar exam, where which is like the law school exam, the bar exam, and ChatGPT passed the bar exam with flying colors. I mean, this thing is endless. People are now using ChatGPT, which I wouldn't recommend it. Anytime you have anything with legal, you should always go to seek your counsel. But people are using it for legal forms, for documents, for home lease agreements, wills, non-disclosure agreements, all of these standard forms that right now people are paying other professionals to do. They're using this advanced bot system to do. So now I'm going to talk about what I'm using ChatGPT for. So I'm going to kind of open the curtain and let you know what me, and if you guys see, I'm very active in social media. And many times I'll get like, man, how do you do all this stuff? Well, I'm using ChatGPT. I'm using ChatGPT to write a lot of my my stuff. So let me give you an example. My newsletters. You'll see my newsletters, and I'm talking about my cybersecurity business. Guess what? It's ChatGPT that's writing my newsletters. So if you have your business and you need to either do a newsletter or maybe you want to do something where you're emailing your customers, every month via email, you have LinkedIn newsletters, you have all of these different ways you can talk with your clients and communicate with your clients for future business. Have ChatGPT write you something about your business, about if you have a floral company, what's new for the February season in flowers. And ChatGPT will write you something, and you tell it it's for a newsletter, and it's going to write something that the reader's going to want to read. I use ChatGPT for my basic emails. Sometimes I need to kind of write something, and I'm just trying to figure out a good way of saying it. And I'm going to actually give you an example. I actually needed my counsel to, he helped me with something, and I wanted to give him a thank you. So what I did is I went to ChatGPT, and I did. Now, let me tell you about ChatGPT. So many people is using it. It's very often that the site is crashing. So now it's back. But if you use ChatGPT, you're going to notice that it's so many people using it, which is why they took Microsoft $10 billion, because they need money for infrastructure and so forth. So I said to ChatGPT, Email me at I need to write an email to thank my attorney for helping me with my case. This is what ChatGPT gave me in seconds. Subject, thank you for your legal assistance. Dear attorney's name, I hope this email finds you well. I wanted to take a moment to express my heartfelt gratitude for the exceptional support and guidance you provided me during my recent legal matter. Your expertise and dedication were invaluable in helping me navigate the legal process and achieve a favorable outcome. I appreciate the time and attention you devoted to my case and the clear and concise explanations you provided throughout the entire process. Your professionalism and attention to detail were a constant source of comfort and reassurance during what was a stressful time for me. Please know I will knowingly and highly recommend you to anyone in need of legal service in the future. Your kindness and compassion have not gone unnoticed, and I'm grateful for all that you have done for me. Thank you again. Signed, Andre. This is so instead of being here trying to figure out when I'm going to write my email thank you letter for my attorney for letter recommendation. This is what I did for him, and it worked great. It saved me a lot of time. Social media posts. A lot of times when I'm posting on social media, I have to post it on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn. That's usually the 4 places I post, right? Well, as you know, Twitter is very limited in what you can post. In LinkedIn, whenever you post something for LinkedIn, it needs to be business related. So what I'll do now is I'll go on ChatGPT and I'll say, ChatGPT, shorten this article or paragraph, whatever the content is, for LinkedIn. And what it'll do is it'll twist the words and then make it more business related. And if I need it shortened, because Twitter only has a certain amount of characters, it does the same thing. So I use it for my social media posts and even my personal posts. If I need to post a picture of my family and I'm not just trying to figure out the words, I'm using ChatGPT to kind of now help me figure out the best ways to do it. The other day, actually now my son is going to be turning 16 come March, and I did ideas for a 16-year-old birthday, and it gave me some great results. And so instead of going to Google and having to read 20 different articles and people's opinions, ChatGPT was spot on and gave me the best things. So at the end, the results is not going to be perfect, but it's a starting point. So again, instead of me having to have my virtual assistant figure out what to write and spend 10, 15 minutes on a thank you email for my attorney, what I did was ChatGPT helped me with that starting point. And that's kind of why if you're a student, I'm not going to say not to use ChatGPT, but don't just do a full copy and paste. If you need a little starting point, if you need a little help, that's fine, but don't use it as a whole copy and paste because you got to use your brain. You still need to use your critical thinking. That's what the teachers really want to see. So again, for me, I'm using it to generate my first draft. Even the other day, I needed to talk publicly about the top 10 things happening in cybersecurity. I could have Googled it and probably spent 20 minutes doing the research, but what I was able to do is use ChatGPT and it gave me awesome ideas. So now let's talk about your business. I know in the Miami Business Leaders Group, we have a lot of people that have retail. Well, guess what? You can use ChatGPT for. You can actually, and this is coming soon, so it's still in trial, but you can have phones or intercom systems or even on your website where you can ask ChatGPT where a customer can say, what's the difference between this product and that product, right? So let's go back to the floral business because I see my friend Beverly, who has Beverly's Floral in Miami. So if you guys ever need flooring business, thank you, Beverly, for commenting and things like that. And maybe someone needs to know what's the difference between or which which flower for my garden is going to last longer, the red roses or the purple roses. Now with ChatGPT within your website or in your retail store, whatever the case is, ChatGPT can allow that customer to voice that, and it's going to give them that answer. Or I see my friend Natasha, she's here on, and she has an HR business. And if you, for example, have a human resource business, right? And you have 50 resumes, what you can do with ChatGPT is upload those resumes and tell ChatGPT to find the resumes that have the best keywords or have this experience that you're looking for, whatever it is that you're looking for in the resume, ChatGPT will, within seconds, be able to look through all of those resumes and say, these top 5 names match your criteria. Or employee training. So one of the things for me is when I have a new staff come in, we give them the employee handbook. Well, unfortunately, unfortunately, the way you look at it, the employee handbook is about 20 pages. How do you make sure that your employees are actually reading the handbook? How do you make sure that you just don't have the handbook, they sign it, it's filed somewhere, and nobody ever looks at it again? Or maybe you want your employees to constantly read the handbook because you're constantly making changes to it. Whatever the case is, what you can now do is you can upload your employee handbook to ChatGPT, and you can say, ChatGPT, I want you to create custom quizzes. Because remember, keyword custom, ChatGPT will never provide the same results. Custom quizzes and assignments that will test my employees' knowledge and regarding the handbook. So now it's going to read your employee handbook, and it's going to say, all right, we're going to ask, you said you want 5 custom quizzes. All right, here's your custom quizzes. And now you can give every single person a different question. And now they can go ahead and make sure you can make sure that they read the employee handbook. So I mean the ideas that you can do with ChatGPT are endless. And right now, ChatGPT is free. Now, right when Microsoft purchased it, a couple of days later, they announced that they will be charging. And really, the only difference between the charge version and the non-charge version is that the charge version is $20 a month. But remember when I told you, even when I was doing it live, that I had to wait a few seconds, and sometimes it's a few minutes, is because their servers are so overloaded that what is happening is that they're going to say, if you're paying us that monthly subscription, you're going to get front in line. But if you're trying to do it in middle of the day when everybody else is using it, you're going to have to wait. But if you do it at, 8, 9 in the morning, or maybe 8 or 9 at night, and just do your work, no problem. It's free. And Microsoft isn't the only person that's doing this OpenAI. Google last week announced that they're going to be doing OpenAI, and they failed miserable. They actually had a live demo of the system, and it did not answer the question correctly, and it was really a pie in their face. So right now, Microsoft is the leader in this. And the difference between, I would say, this ChatGPT and other things, because you've heard people, say, oh, NFTs and Bitcoin and tokens and things like that. But this is not that. This is something that you can use in your real life that's going to provide you something tangible, and it's not a scam. It's just something that you're going to be using for technology. It's going to be an aid for you, and it's going to help you grow your business. So that's all I got for you guys. I wanted to keep this under 20 minutes, but this is what ChatGPT is. I hope, as always, my goal when I do these videos is to explain in layman's term what is a technology product that you can now use for your business. And like I mentioned before, if you haven't joined the Miami Business Leaders Group, please join it. We talk great conversations in there. We have meetups. We've had closed business where people have advertised their services, or people have needed a service. And because of the filtering system and making sure that only people that we know and only people that are recommended go into this, like we do our research to make sure that you are a C-level executive, that you are the owner. And if you're not getting in. And when you look at the people and the caliber of people in the Miami Business Leaders Group, that's going to be who you want to be around, because it's always telling my son, it's not what you know, it's who you know. And the way that starts is by proximity. You want to be close to the people that is going to be able to get you where you want to go next. So if you're listening to this live on LinkedIn, or you're listening to live on YouTube, or even Twitter, what you're going to want to do is you're going to go to Facebook, because it's a Facebook group. You're going to want to type in Miami Business Leaders and then filter it by group, and you're going to see our logo, and then go ahead and submit. You have to answer the 3 questions, because that's another way we screen people. We want to know, what is your full name? What is your email address? What business are you associated with? because after that, we're going to go to LinkedIn and we're going to look at your LinkedIn. And if you're not a C-level executive or business leader in your own world, then you're not coming in. So just wanted to also explain that. So everyone, thank you so much. This video has been sponsored by the Miami Business Leaders, and Miami Business Leaders is sponsored by ArcSolvers, which is a cybersecurity company. Take care. Bye-bye.